Hey guys, BJ here with the Elite Crypto Society, and I wanted to cut this free training video for you because you're looking at BTC and crypto trading the wrong way, right? If you start to flip and change the way that your mind thinks about trading and you stop looking at the traditional Wall Street mentality of things and you start to focus on it the way that I tell you, you will stop today holding your Bitcoin and you will forever from day to day start logging in to different crypto trading softwares, platforms, websites, and you will start trading because even the small gains will become huge wins for you. And let me just show you why, right? Now, as a traditional thought, we tend to think about let me make more money with every single stock exchange, right? Rule number one is never lose money on a venture, right? We've heard that from late greats. I'll never disrespect them. But literally, that concept is not applying to this type of trading because we are crypto trading. And I'm going to show you how to accrue more Bitcoin and why that's important because it'll end up making you, in this video example, it'll end up making you literally 1/10 of a Bitcoin today. Right now, how do you do that? How is that incredible? Let me show you how. Right, the day started at $17,000 US, right? So that's one Bitcoin. Now, I want you to start thinking in the mentality of how do we get more Bitcoin every single day? Not necessarily how do we make more money right this second or off each trade, even though that's what you end up doing. But if you start to think about how do I accumulate more BTC, you're going to start to see bigger gains and you're going to start making more money because as we know, especially right now, we're in a correction. I'm not going to do a 72-hour look at this because obviously it went from almost 20,000 down all the way to 16,700 at a couple of points that you'll see even lower than that, dipping even below 16,000 on today's chart. So it would be basically a $5,000 gain had you sold and then rebought in at the new low, right? But let me just give you an example of today and how if you had one Bitcoin today, you would have made 1/10 of a Bitcoin just in today trading. If you had 1/10 of a Bitcoin, you would have made 1/100th of a Bitcoin today trading, which would have still been about $108, right? So let me show you how awesome it is when you run it this way. So if we had our $17,000 Bitcoin and we held until the right moment, we would see a couple of highs, right? 17,488. You're basically $5 ahead or 500 ahead. 17,800. So you're $800 up. If we sold right here, right? And we watched it drop, two scenarios happen, guys, right? You start to see it drop, and that's when most of you will sell, right? That's when you should start selling. Why? Because you're already at a profit for the day. You could almost let this drop all the way back to 17,000 and rebuy in and still see a profit today. And obviously, if it starts going back up, you have a over $200 gap that you could rebuy in at and still see a profit. Now, if some of this is going over your heads, it's okay. In the Elite Crypto Society, we go in depth on these kind of trainings. This is just a free presentation to try to help some of you get it and to even help more of you understand why you need help from us and you need to really continue your education with Crypto Society, with cryptocurrency, and not just sit on the cryptocurrencies and your Bitcoin and ETH and all those other wallets. So as I'm saying, as this continues to drop here, right? If we just sat on it, waited for it to go back down, waited to see how low it was going to go, understanding that we're making a nice profit right now, let's just go. We won't even go to the low. Let's just go here to where it's at 16,000. Okay, there we go. Where it's at 16,200, right? At this point, there's a $1,600 difference between where we sold it at and where we could rebuy in at, right? And if we rebought in right now, we would have accumulated an extra 1 point, anywhere from 1.1 to 1.8 Bitcoin, depending upon where in this drop you had bought or where you had sold. So now you're sitting on one, or sorry, not a whole Bitcoin, zero point 0.1 to 0.18 Bitcoin. So you're sitting on a whole 10th of a Bitcoin to a whole 18th of a Bitcoin more just from today. And obviously it's at a lower value, but you sold when it was at a higher. That's why you could accumulate more Bitcoin. Guys, this is not rocket science. This is not something that you should have to take, a full-time degree and really need a special brain and a super way to think. You should just follow the lead and just watch with your eyes and follow this chart, because it's teaching you some basic things that you could learn. Now, if you had, that's what I'm saying here is, you had bought in there, look at the chart going back up, right? It goes back up to 16.8. We start to see another dip here. It's going. Now, here's something I want you to pay really close attention to, right? When you start to see a bigger drop in things, it's time to sell again. Now, why is that important? Well, because we bought in at the 1602 mark, right? So as long as we sell before it drops to 1602, we've made a profit again. If it starts to go back up, we'll buy back in again, and you lose a little bit, but you've still really gained for the day because it started here. You've accumulated an extra 0.1 Bitcoin. You might have just lost 0.002 Bitcoin on that smaller transaction. So you made 0.08 Bitcoin instead of 0.1 Bitcoin, right? And if some of that went over your head, like I said, you really need to dive into this stuff and kind of start watching this over. Watch it a few different times if you need to, because it'll really help you start making money, guys. Had you been trading a full Bitcoin today, you would have made, like I said, an extra $1,800 US if you want it to be down into monetization tone, but an extra 0.1 Bitcoin just from trading today off of what we're doing. Now, obviously, there was a bigger dip. It went all the way to 576. So, like I said, as it's approaching that $600 or $1,600 mark where we had bought back in, you want to sell again, because look what happens. If it goes down, boom, it's dropped below where you bought in at last time. So it's time to buy again. And now you've accumulated more Bitcoin. Now, it wasn't a huge drop. But there was a solid 30 minutes where it was 200 to 400 lower than what we bought in at, right? So we could have made a like I said, a $200 to $400 additional profit, which, excuse me, I'm not great with Bitcoin math. That's not simple. It's like a 0.003 to a 0.002 additional gain from what we were doing for the day, right? And as that starts to go back up, we're going to make all of our money again. We're going to make our money back. You don't have to do any more trades if you don't want to during the day. You can just let it kind of stabilize. And then it ends at 16,769, which is $1,000 more than what we rebought in at. So once again, you turned around and made almost another 0.1 Bitcoin just from the price going back up at the end of the day. Now, guys, what you just watched literally showed you how to put between 0.2 and 0.25 Bitcoin in your Bitcoin wallet today for every Bitcoin that you held, which means for every 0.1 Bitcoin that you held, or for every $1,800 worth of Bitcoin, you would have made 0.02 to 0.025 Bitcoin today. You would have made, $275 to $300 roughly off of that $1,000 to $1,800 that you were trading. If you had a full Bitcoin, like I said, in USD, that would have been like $2,500 to $3,200 just today off of those simple little trades that you could have been doing. If you want help trading, if you really want to master this kind of stuff, if you just want to find cool little hacks and ways to really make more of your Bitcoin from the Bitcoin that you're doing and from the time that you're spending in Bitcoin and learning this kind of stuff, then I really encourage you to check out the Elite Crypto Society. We would love to have you as a member. And for right now, between now and January 1st, if you join us, you can have a lifetime membership to the Elite Crypto Society for just $35. So it's definitely time for you to grab it, because once we hit January 1st, I'm launching this to the mass public, and we're going to make it a residual monthly thing where they can pay, and you're just going to get a lifetime membership for a one-time fee. So I really want to bless you. I want to help you guys really win. You're going to find a lot of ways like this for you to make more Bitcoin, for you to make more cryptocurrencies of the different cryptos. I teach things on multiple cryptos. I also accept multiple cryptocurrencies for different types of partnerships and different types of things that we offer inside of the Elite Crypto Society. So make sure that you check out our services as well. We would love to have you a member of our group so you can get some updates from us on cool stuff about cryptocurrencies, and you can learn how to make more money and really crush it going forward with 2018 and Bitcoin and other cryptos. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one, and as always, I'll see you in the Elite Crypto Society. Take care.